You go, and you redeem her. I won't do it. And what happened was that in those days, if you wanted to make a deal with somebody about anything, a man would take off his shoe and give it to his neighbor. And that was the way in which people said that the deal was struck. On 47th Street, you say Mazel and Broche. When you do a diamond deal, then you say Mazel and Broche, it's a done deal, you know? With a shoe, it was sort of a done deal. And the Redeemer says to Boaz, okay, so let's do it. And takes off the shoe. And Boaz says to all the elders, he says, you are witness this day that I have acquired all that belongs to Elimelech and all that belongs to Kilion and Machlon from the hand of Naomi, and also Ruth, the Moabite woman who is the wife of Machlon, I have acquired for me for a wife, to make stand up the name of the dead one, so that that one would inherit it in his name. You're all witnesses. And all the people who were sitting around in the gate, the elders and other people who were of the Gawkers, all of them said, we are witnesses. And then they offered a blessing and they said, may God give to this woman who's about to come into your house blessings like he gave to Rachel and Leah, who both came into the house of Israel from the Arameans. And we wish you to do well in Ephrat and call it with the name of Bethlehem. May your house be such a noble house like the house of Peretz, whom Tamar gave birth to Yehuda, from the seed that Hashem has given to her, which Hashem will give you from this lass. And Boaz took Ruth, and she was his wife, and he came to her, and God gave her pregnancy, and she gave birth to a child. And the women said to Naomi, "Oh, gewünscht soll der Rebischter sein, who has made sure that the name of your the name of your progeny isn't forgotten, and that now there's a name in Israel. Oi, when this child grows up, let him feed you well when you grow old. And this wonderful young woman whom you have loved has given you this child. She's better than 7 sons. And Naomi took the child and held it in her lap. And now comes a beautiful, beautiful word. Could you imagine this old woman, Naomi, beginning to lactate? Okay? And she is nursing that baby. And all the neighbor women said, "A child was born to Naomi." And they called the baby by the name of Obed, who turned out to be the father of Jesse, who turned out the father of David. So these are the generations of Perez, who had a son Hezron, who had a son Ram, who had a son Aminadab. Aminadab had Nachshon. Remember Nachshon ben Aminadab? He is the guy, yes, who went first into the sea. And Nachshon gave birth to Salma, and Salmon to Boaz, and Boaz is the father of Oved, and Oved is the father of Jesse, and Jesse gave birth to David, whose yahrzeit it was yesterday. You know, when you get into the story and you read it, and you allow your heart to go along with that, you recognize how she was both chaste and hesitating, and between what her mother-in-law tells us, and nevertheless doing it, and so on and so forth. It's just wonderful.